Yes, indeed, YouTube. We are back with the long-awaited video of how to get your stock alternator to charge higher in the rear. I've had a lot of people messaging me trying to figure out how I did it. When I show you, man, y'all gonna be oh so surprised. So just for reference, we've got you see the meter in the back. What we'll do is see if I can get this set up some kind of way where you can see that, and I can use both hands. So as you see, 0. Then when we connect it, see right there, charging at 14.9. So at the rear battery, we're charging at 14.9. So like I said, it's real simple. It's not gonna be a long video as everybody might expect it. It's gonna be a real short one. And how you do this is simple. One thing you must have, and I'll show you down there, is just the itty bitty stock 90 amp alternator that came with the car. Still using the factory plug and everything. But where everything changes is, as you can see, these are the factory harnesses. So, two things that you must have in order to do this is, one, you gotta have a big 3 installed. And 2, your alternator has to be regulated by the car. And the reason I say that is because the alternator is regulated by the car. That's gonna keep these factory harnesses at the 13.8 to 14, whatever your car is regulated at. But unlike most setups, instead of having our big 3 wired to the battery and this battery wired to the fuse, what we did is we bypassed that factory harness and wired our big 3 straight from the positive on the alternator directly to our system. Now, like I said, in all cars, this might not work because, like I said, the car has to be regulated by the computer, and also you have to have a big 3. Now, if your car is not regulated by the computer and it's regulated by the alternator, this won't work for you because the alternator regulator is going to keep everything coming out of the alternator regulated where it's supposed to be. But if the alternator is regulated by the computer, then what's going to happen is we're going to bypass, like I said, that charging wire going to the rear from the factory harnesses and go straight to the rear of the car. And what that's doing is while the car computer regulated voltage is still staying the same, the voltage coming from the positive on the alternator is going to be wide open. Now, keep in mind, this is only a stock alternator. So when you hook that up to your battery in the rear, it's not going to immediately shoot your voltage up that high. See if I can get it to focus in. Let's see if you can get it right. It's at 15 volts now. So what you're gonna have to do is like everybody recommends, when you're running lithium, you pre-charge the battery inside. You know, now everything is balanced and everything inside of this case, but for a lot of lithiums, they aren't. They have the balancer on outside, but for this one, it's all built in. So once you charge your lithium to the rated max voltage, then you put it in the car. Now, like I said, if you got a high output alternator, this doesn't really apply to you because you can get an external regulator and control it how you want. The same way that we've got it on Blackmagic the Bass Monster. But like I said, that's how you do it. Now, the crazy thing about this is when cars are regulated by the computer, they put out more voltage the more draw you put on them. So you turn the lights out, turn the lights on, the computer tells us to put out more voltage. You turn the AC on, the computer tells it to put out more voltage. And what's happening is since the charging coming to this battery is not connected to the computer in this regulation, this battery is just going to be seeing full charge from the alternator, which is allowing it to go past the regulation that's controlled by the computer. So I'll say that again, simply as I can. What we are doing is bypassing the computer voltage regulation and giving the secondary battery everything that the alternator will put out without it being limited by the computer's regulation. So that's as simple as I can put it. I'll go back to the front and show you again. Now keep in mind, this is a project, so we're going to be upgrading the wire and everything, because for everybody that's been around, this was formerly Kia Bass, the Budget Beast. Well, no more. Because the only thing we've got in here budget now is the 2 amps, which are about to be switched out to the JPs, and the stereo, which is eventually going to get switched too. So I'll go through this again. What we are doing is running the charge cable separately, which is the big 3, and we are not connecting it to the factory harnesses, which are regulated by the computer. By bypassing that computer, we're getting the full output charge of the alternator at the rear battery. Now, one thing I will say is you've got to keep an eye, and most definitely you've got to have a voltmeter, because like I said, the voltage being charged is unregulated. So it's going to just keep charging that battery and keep charging that battery and keep charging that battery. And if the voltage going to that battery too far exceeds the battery's rating, you're going to have a problem. And how I eliminate that problem is simply I turn on the bass and let the system draw that voltage back down. So, like I said, when doing this, you've got to be careful, because not only do you have to know what that battery's max voltage is rated at, you also have to know the max voltage that your amp is recommended. Because if you, like I said, if you exceed that, you're going to have problems. So for any questions, comments, concerns, anything that I might have skipped and didn't address, leave it in the comments. And as always, I'll most definitely address them all. It is your guy, 74 Midwest Bass, and we out of there, man.